Hey everybody, I'm Kara and I talk to wine. So today I'm coming to you from wine country. It's a bit of a blustery day, so do bear with me. Hopefully we don't blow away. Anyway, it's all about Pinot today. It's all about Pinot Noir. And we're gonna compare two different price points of Pinot Noir. We've got a $4.99 bottle of Pinot from Cherry Blossom. Then we have an $80 Pinot from San Giacomo Family Wines and their V Maria family legacy line of Pinot Noir. Okay, so two very opposite ends of the spectrum. And let's talk a little bit about why there might be that price point and taste in the glass where we get to see a high price point wine, how it plays with your palate versus a low price point wine, and how it plays with your palate and the aromatics and everything that ensues. Okay, so let's learn a little bit about why the price point might be different. So let's start at the $4.99 price point, okay? So first things first, it says California. That means they're sourcing grapes from probably a lot of different vineyards, maybe in the, the Central Valley, so maybe not the highest quality of Pinot Noir vineyards to start with. That's where we are automatically knocked down the price quite a bit. Next, I'm assuming they are, using a slightly lesser known winemaker. They're probably doing a very, very mass production style of Pinot Noir making. So not a lot of finesse in the cellar, large scale production. So there's really, you start to lose that overall attention to detail. So we're gonna see that price knocks down. And then we're not seeing any, new French oak, no, elegant oak usage in the cellar. So probably either stainless steel or oak chips. And then that's gonna knock price down. And then last but not least, let's taste it and see, do you think this wine is giving me anything sensational, right? So what's happening on my palate that would give me, nuance and harmony, and let's see if this can do anything for me. And that will also change the price point, how the wine tastes and how it goes across your palate and how how your nose picks up the different aromas. So starting off, it's a ruby color, but just if you're here, it looks a little more synthetic ruby. There's just not a pure rich color to it starting off. It's not very aromatic, and the aromatics I'm getting are these just really kind of pungent spices. There is a kind of, synthetic-y vanilla. I mean, the best word that I can say is this wine just feels very synthetic. It doesn't feel pure to me in a way. And then there's almost this, the fruit starts coming in once the wine opens up a little bit. And it's just kind of this Bing cherry. You know those cherries you put on top of a sundae? Kind of just like that Bing cherry smell. Not a lot of fruits, just kind of one fruit. So a lot of just one note. Not too much going on aromatically. And just a lot of that vanilla or that, spiciness, I think probably from oak chips or some kind of, finishing oak treatment that's less expensive. It's fine. It's a little bit thin. It's not quite giving me a start, middle, finish. It hits the front of my palate and just kind of goes straight back. The flavors are that same, everything I got on the nose. That just Bing cherry, spicy, vanilla, and that's about it. The finish is pretty much here and gone, right? I'm not having this lingering sensation. I'm not really thinking about the wine long after I've had a sip. Okay, so that's that. Overall, I'd say highly easy to drink. Just, I think it's pretty good for $4.99. I mean, I would drink a glass in a pinch, right? So nice. Cherry Blossom Pinot Noir 2016 from California at that $4.99 price point. You can get it at Trader Joe's. And overall, not mind-blowing, but that's why it's that price, and that's what you're gonna get in the glass at that price point. Next, All right, so we're going to an $80 price point with the V Maria from San Giacomo Family Wines. So big differences here. We're gonna get to see highly quality farmed vineyards, specific vineyards. Next, we're gonna see winemaking technique is elevated. James McPhail is the winemaker. He has been doing this very long and he's quite esteemed in the industry. So high quality winemaking, a barrel selection. So choosing only 4 barrels. So you're using very specific vineyards with that higher price point. You're finding the best barrels within those vineyards. So that's gonna elevate the price point. And then James is going to, just his expertise is gonna elevate the price point, as well as new French oak used in the wine making, which those barrels are expensive. So that's gonna elevate our price point. And then all of that comes together to give us that $80 point. But let's see what's happening in the wine that might make it justifiable, okay? Ooh, the wind is picking up. All right. So first and foremost, it's got that ruby color, but there's a bit more, depth and concentration to this color here of the Pinot. I mean, it's almost hard to believe they're the same grape, right? This one has so much more going on. There is this myriad of fruits. It's not just a Bing cherry, it's a cherry that's been soaked in liqueur. There's a mix of red fruit. There's even some dark cherry. There's a bit of a pomegranate. So there's dark fruits, there's red fruits, more going on there. And then as we look deeper into the aromatics, I get some florals, I get a spiciness, but this allspice nutmeg baking spice, so really, interesting, intriguing spices. There's this Madagascarian vanilla, so just like this elegant vanilla. And there's an earthiness here. There's this really pretty, but kind of adding depth to the aromatics, foresty floor feel. There's a richness here. So just a lot going on. So you even notice I'm talking more about the wine. There's just much more going on. Let's taste it on our palates. I mean, this is where you really start to feel that $80 price point. I get a solid start on my palate, so the front of my palate, my mid palate, and the finish all have their own personality, but it all comes together in this very harmonious way. So it's almost like a symphony on your palate. So that's why you're paying that $80 price point, because this isn't quite giving you a symphony, this is giving you a symphony. So I get the start of fruit, that beautiful macerated cherry, and this pomegranate, and this dark fruit. But then the mid palate contains more of the kind of the spice and the Madagascarian vanilla and that rusticity. There's a nice weight to the mid palate. And then I see the final end of my palate ends with this just all together, kind of like all the flavors come together again and just leave you with this beautiful impression in the long finish. The wine is still with me. It's still on my palate. I'm still tasting and feeling the essence of the wine. So that is a long finish. All right, so that's why you pay $80 for this, because it's noticeable and it's just treat yourself. Treat yourself, that's nice. This is a cool way to experience Pinot Noir. All right, so there's your quality difference. There's your price difference. Treat yourself and heck, grab a bottle if you're thirsty. What are you gonna do? So that's why Pinots are priced differently, and that's how they taste in the glass. Don't forget, If Wine Could Talk is coming out very soon. You will get updates about that. Join me next week. We'll talk more about wine, all kinds of subjects, all kinds of topics. But for now, cheers.